Hi, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lauren, the film student extraordinaire, and today I'm talking about how my therapist said I may be a hoarder.
I was kissing you with my eyes open, but you said keep them closed and be in the moment.
Okay, to be clear, she said that I have certain patterns that make it more likely that I could become like an official hoarder in the future. Right now, ready for business. You might be saying, "No, Lauren, what does that mean? Like, yeah, you have stuff, but like we all have stuff." Now, my problem isn't that I have stuff. It's that I put a lot of value in each item, and I tie the value to a memory. This means if I have a really positive memory about something, I have a very hard time letting it go because I get afraid that I'm then never going to remember that positive thing again. And that gives me a lot of anxiety to imagine, oh, well, if I don't have this item, then how am I supposed to remember this thing? So that obviously means I must keep every single item I've ever owned that I associate with a positive memory. The problem is, most items I own I associate positively, because if they gave me negative stuff, I would have kept them to the curb like ages ago. So I end up in this kind of predicament, which is why when my mom's like, "Lauren, you gotta clean some stuff out," I managed to get rid of garbage, like papers and junk that's accumulated, but I have a really hard time actually getting rid of actual like material items. And this has kind of been on my mind a bit because obviously I graduate in May, and then, I'm hopefully gonna get my own place, or even with roommates somewhere after that, given some time. And I'm gonna need to like pack all this stuff and really figure out like what do you actually want to bring with you, like, into the next chapter of your life, and what, might it be time to say goodbye to. And that is very stressful. For example, here we go. Let's see if the focus will move to this guy. Come on, focus. Here we go. This is Cheese, a mouse, and my twin and I used to kill like tons of stone animals. There's more up there. And Cheese was one that we would play with all the time. Like, how can I get rid of Cheese? Like, I just remember all those like fun memories playing with her, around the room, the rest of the house, on little adventures. I mean, I think Cheese even traveled sometimes to Wisconsin and stuff. Like, how am I supposed to get rid of her? And there's just so many items like that. Like, it's like, oh, one little stone animal. Who gives a hoot? But it keeps expanding from that. And it just kind of has caused me to think about like why I put so much stock into items. And obviously there's like these memories, but more than the memory, as I briefly mentioned, is like the fear of losing the memory. I think we're all accustomed to completely forgetting something, and then like someone says something, you're seeing a picture, and all of a sudden, boom, memories flood your brain, or you smell something, that causes you to remember something, and it's like, well, what if I don't have that anymore? And it's weird because life for me has, obviously goes up and down like it does for everyone, and it has been, I'd say over the course of the past 6 months, been more down than up, but I've had like, I keep making new good memories. So it's like, why am I so afraid of losing these ones that I have when I know I'm going to keep making more? And I don't know. Like, I honestly don't really know. I don't have an answer. I don't have a solution for this. It's just something that, at first I was like, I'll just have to deal with it. Like, one of my old therapists was like, yeah, I mean, it's fine. You just put a lot of sentimental value to items. Not for example, but like, when Marie Kondo was really big and it was all like, if this item sparks joy, keep it. If not, throw it away. I would have like failed because practically every item I own sparks joy. And like one that doesn't, like my calculator, is useful. I'm not going to get rid of my calculator. But it's like, then, does it really spark joy? And it's like, well, what is that? What does joy have to mean? So I would just get like all up in my head about it, and then I would ultimately still never get rid of anything. And with clothes, it's a similar problem. Like say I wore this outfit for something. I'm like, wow, this outfit like brings back a happy memory or a funny memory. Like this sweater, I was wearing it at Halloween weekend, and this totally drunk girl asked what I was, and I wasn't dressed up at the time, and I was like, I'm a pumpkin. And she was like, oh my god, great. Like, obviously I'm not a pumpkin, I'm just wearing an orange sweater. But like, that's funny to me. It's a funny memory. Like, how am I supposed to get rid of this sweater now? And it's not a problem with this sweater. Like, this is like an actual cashmere sweater. It's like a nice sweater that as I've been trying to elevate my wardrobe, which doesn't always work because I also buy like graphic tees, like this is not a problem to get rid of. Like, I have shirts that have holes in them that I cannot get rid of, even though they're like holes in them. Or like I have a sweater that's getting really worn and I will need to replace it. But like I got it for free, so it's like, ooh, this was a free thing and I love it so much. So I don't know, like it feels like I value it more because it was free, even though that makes no sense. But it's like I have just a hard time moving past things. Like I don't want anything to have an expiration date, you know, because I want my memories and my happiness to last forever with them. I don't know where I was going with that, but I'm just struggling, and I'm like back home now. I'm in my room looking around, and you know, there's things that bring me like so much joy. I mean, books for sure, but like, see this book, The Arabian Nights. It used to have like a plastic cover on it that I took off when I was old enough because I was like, haha. This is like such a pretty book. You can't really see it has like illustrations. And my dad and I would used to do a thing where he did like math and reading. Or one night you did math, one night you did reading. Like this was one of the books that I read to my, I don't know why I quoted, I did read out loud to my dad. So even if I didn't love the stories and the book wasn't pretty, which it is, like I have beautiful memories associated with. Like, how can I get rid of that book? So it just, every item I come up with these reasons why I cannot get rid of them, which is bad. And my goal is to, you know, start, like, once I work through my current major issue in therapy, I want to try to start working on letting go of items. That's probably like the next big thing, because, you know, as I'm going to be moving out, you know, moving out of college, moving home for a bit, and then, you know, moving away, like I'm going to need to really assess everything, what is really important to me. And right now there's like everything's really important to me. And I'm sure a lot of stuff is generally important, but some of it I know logically is not, but it doesn't feel that way. So that's what I'm trying to deal with right now, trying to figure out. And if anyone has any help on how to get through this, or any tips or ideas that aren't spark joy, please let me know in the comments down below, because I am like frustrated with myself that I can't seem to like take charge of my life in this way. Now that this exploratory rant is, try to say rant and vent at the same time and it came out across badly. Now that this is done with, I'm gonna take a deep breath and go look at some Christmas ornaments that also give me lots of value. Now the fun fact is, you're probably gonna see this video after my Christmas video, so go watch my other video about my Christmas ornaments that I'm about to go look at. A little time warping for you there. And that's it. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below, as I said, tips, tricks, or like just whatever you want. And don't forget to subscribe, because we are so close to 1,000 subscribers and it would mean the world to me if you joined our little community.